Good Thursday afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Greg Majewski back with you here in the North Georgia Majestic Weather Studios with your Talking Live forecast update here on your January the 8th, 2025. As expected, we had to deal with the clouds for today, but eventually we're going to have to deal with some rain and potentially some heavy rain at that. There's a threat of some thunderstorms and some isolated severe weather. Then we got to pay the piper for this warm weather as the cold weather comes back in across East Tennessee and North Georgia. Now, before we get into this full update, if you're new here to the Talking Live broadcast channel Facebook page, please give us a like or follow. Or if you happen to be following over on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you're alerted on future weather updates. All right, let's go ahead and start off with a live look there in Chattanooga as we're dealing with the cloudy skies there across the city, but at least it's dry and temperatures continue to be very mild across our area. Same up there at Lake Chattooga as well with the cloudy conditions, and lakes are running low, but some pretty good rains are in the offing, so hopefully we'll start to fill up those lakes just a little bit here in the days ahead. Now, as we look at our local radar, it is quiet here for the moment. Now, by the time we get to tomorrow, I think we're going to be tracking some rain across the area and some decent rains at that. And the satellite picture continues to show a lot of clouds here across the area, and I suspect the clouds will be dominating our weather at least through Saturday. And then by the time we get to Sunday, that's when we should start to see some sunshine back in here. Now, as we look at our current conditions, temperatures warming up into the 60s across the area. We're watching this storm system back off toward our west. It's set up some severe weather in Oklahoma and into areas of Missouri for today. And then tomorrow, we're going to start shifting our attention to Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana. In fact, as we take a look at the day one outlook here, we're going to be dealing with some of this active weather here coming in here for the day. As you look here, we've got a marginal risk here in the green, the slight risk there in the yellow. So, again, could be seeing some isolated heavy thunderstorms moving through this region. So, as we break down the categories, the tornado risk is running low, only about 2%. That area down there in Brown, Mississippi, and Alabama, that'll be running 5%. The high wind risk is running about low as well, about 5% as well. That means some gusty winds up to 60 miles per hour possible. And then as far as the hail risk, that's really not a problem. That should be off toward our south, so not an issue there with the hail. But we are going to be looking at some gusty winds and a slight tornado risk for this as this moves on through. Now, as we go into day 3, this will shift over into Alabama and over toward the Carolinas. So that should be mostly during the morning hours as this system slowly begins to clear the area. So let's go take a look at our model run here as we take a look at the NAM here as we're looking at this precipitation coming at us here. This is the 12Z run here. As you kind of see, the rains should be approaching our area by the time we head toward the morning hours. So almost freeze it right there by 9 o'clock. Seeing the rains here kind of knocking on the door there in Chattanooga. And that's the first round of rains. We got a kind of a wave here coming up at us. We'll see another one coming up at us as we go into your Saturday. So you see the rains there on Saturday as well. And then kind of moving off to the east and then kind of clears on out. And then we'll see the colder weather returning as we go in towards your Sunday. Now, rainfall amounts looking decent. Pretty good widespread 1 to 3 inch rains, I think, across the area. 1 to 2 inch rains with some locally heavier amounts possible. All depends on how the rains set up across the area. But hopefully everybody will get in on the action here as the rains are much needed. The only bad thing is this is really the most significant rain event I see over the next 7 days, unfortunately. All right, so let's go look at our forecast maps here. Put this in motion here for the next 7 days as you kind of watch what's going on with this as we're going to be seeing that wet weather there on your Friday. That'll start our day, and then we're going to stay with a high rain threat there on Friday and going into your Saturday. Saturday still looking wet, but then we're going to be watching this cold air that's eventually going to come in behind this system, and as it does so, it's going to be dropping our temperature significantly. And not to mention that on Sunday, as we go into Sunday, we're going to see windy conditions there as well. You got a lot of isobars kind of packed in there, so get ready for some windy weather and cold weather on Sunday. And then it looks like the winds will diminish on Monday, although Monday I'm expecting a little widespread 20s in here, as we'll have some pretty good radiational cooling setting up there for your Monday morning. And that'll continue into Tuesday as well. And then we'll watch for another dive of some cold air coming in here going into Wednesday and Thursday. This will kind of be coming down here once again, kind of reinforcing what's coming in. So the temperatures by the time we get into Thursday will start dropping yet again as we're going to see a cold weather pattern here setting up here as we go deeper into January. So here's our forecast for tomorrow. Get ready for another warm day out there, 67 and 60. Consider the normal high is supposed to be 52, 32, somewhere like that. Yeah, we're definitely well above normal there. Rain likely with a few thunderstorms there. You're going to see lower here, mostly 50s and low 60s, unseasonably mild. Rain coming in for tomorrow morning. Rain likely, especially across northwest Georgia and east Tennessee. Now, over toward Hiawassee, Dahlonega, maybe more scattered showers over that way for the day on your Friday. All right, regionally looking like this, looking very much like a spring day across the southeast. Very mild temperatures all over the place. 80, the warm spot there at Jacksonville. 71 up there in Memphis and Nashville. And the next 7 days shaping up like this. Again, looking at the high rain chance for Friday and Saturday. But look at the change. We're back down to 44 for a high on Sunday with sunshine back in here. Upper 40s on Monday. Lows down in the 20s there in Chattanooga. So we briefly warm up there, and then another cool down coming down on Thursday. We fall back in the low 40s again on Thursday with another front coming on in here. So again, get ready for some much colder temperatures, some much needed rainfall here for a couple days, and we'll be watching closely to see what kind of severe weather. I don't think really not overly concerned about being a big significant event, but obviously could not rule out an isolated severe thunderstorm potential as this strong frontal system blows through our area. Again, appreciate you guys checking us out here on the Talking Live broadcast channel. Please give us a like and follow there on Facebook, and make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you're alerted on future updates there on YouTube. All right, that's y'all's update for today. Be good, stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.